So obviously you've run into lots of, teams where people work together effectively and where people have gone into friction.
Yeah.
Ari, what kind of teams have you been on at this point? Like what experience do you have?
Yeah, I'd love to hear
problems
about
did
that.
you run into?
You've actually asked me this question before, Alex, but unfortunately I haven't worked on very many teams with people. Pretty much most of the work that I've done has been independent. I haven't worked for any companies yet. And in college, at least in the program that I did, it was very much structured for independent work. I would love to work on some teams, but mostly I just respond to feedback from my clients, which has some similarities, but it's also a lot more straightforward because it's really just back and forth between me and them.
I think
but the most valuables.
I think I recall you saying in a prior episode that there were supposed to be group projects, but there were not group projects in your program. I think.
Yeah, there was a class for group projects, but you had to specifically register for that, and it wasn't required for graduating. And other things were.
Yeah,
so
that was it.
Yep. Anyways, I kind of threw that in there though, right? Because what is the most important thing for getting into game development is working with other people, right?
Yeah.
Running through friction, learning through how to manage those problems, and moving forward, right? And it's so incredibly important to find teams of people. And also, I know you're trying right now to work with some people on a little project. And so that's important, right? And that's one of the things I want to encourage to anyone who's getting into this, whether you're a producer, an artist, a programmer, it doesn't matter. Work with other people. Right, learn their strengths and their skills, and you'll also appreciate more about what they do.
Yes,
and I think I found that to be such an important element of being part of a game development team.
Mm-hmm.
My own little toxic, starting story was that I believe that producers were the destroyers of fun when I started at Blizzard. Right,
understandable.
And there's a guy named Lee Sparks. Was Lee still there when you joined? Yeah. Lee Sparks had just started as a super junior producer the same day I started as a super junior designer. And I was like, yeah, man, producers always pushing around, making you get stuff done just before it's ready. And then it ends up being buggy and broken. I don't like it. And he's like, well, my goal is by the time, you and I are higher up there, that you wish that I'm around as opposed to wishing I don't walk into your office. I'm like, yeah, well, we'll see about that, Lee. At first, he brought cookies, which kind of made things smoother to start. But by the end, right, at 5-6 years later, when I did see him, I'm like, oh, good, let's talk through some stuff. Let's figure out how to make this work. Or my favorite thing is the horse trading conversation. Hey, this is really important. And then the question is like, okay, what can we give up to get more time to put the polish we need in that, right? And those are the kind of conversations that producers help you facilitate, right? They know who to go to, they know when to bring it up and how to read the room, right? More so than designers need to communicate clearly. Producers need to listen clearly and observe with great sense of awareness of the emotional states of the people around them.
Mm-hmm.